can still kind of feel them a little bit. Rule of thumb with calves, if they're not sore, do 6 good sets of your choice. Of your choice, man. You could do the seated calf raise, you could do the standing calf raise, you could do the leg press, and then you just put your feet on the bottom of the pad and do calf raises like that. I mean, there's a couple ways to go about it, whichever one feels best for you. Spam it. Freaking spam it, You're not going to grow if you don't train a specific muscle. So by that logic, don't complain about having small calves if you don't train them on a consistent basis. More than likely, if you do have small calves, you probably wish you had bigger ones. So I think the situation is clear. In any facet of your daily routine, the better you are at objectively looking at a situation, realizing what the best move is, and just executing it, the better. And it's not like I'm all knowing and I'm giving that advice to you. I'm kind of saying that to myself as well. Let's think about this scenario. Exam in one day, material unstudied, and I have the choice between either, looking at the PowerPoint slides and doing practice problems, or starting season 3 of The Sopranos. I think there is an objective choice, which is correct, and I think I have a little bit of difficulties making and sticking to that choice. I do not have an exam tomorrow. That's just a hypothetical, but you get what I'm saying. But no, so that back day was legit. Yeah, fuck. No need to overcomplicate it. I feel like I started to take the science-based lifter pill. I was like, oh, well, what movement is going to better activate my... Come on. Get real. Get fucking real. Heavy rows, hard squeezing rows, pull downs. Just fucking try to push it to the limit as hard as you can. Get a crazy pump and go home. You don't even have to have a baller-ass routine. I think that's another thing that kind of acts as let's just call it a barrier of entry to some people at the gym. The fact that anybody who's anybody is always talking about like their specific workouts or their routine and their split. So if you're a total noob to the gym and you don't know what you're doing and you don't have like a workout routine written out, or maybe you've just never even done one, yeah, I could see how it could be a little bit intimidating to just go into a space which you're not even comfortable with and like feel like you have no idea what you're doing. So if that's you, if you've never done this shit before, just fucking go in there, man. Pick a day. Honestly, back day is a pretty easy lift to start with, just because you don't have to really worry about balancing. You don't have to worry about too much form. Like, for the most part, keep your back straight. Try not to arch too much. But row machines, pull downs, pretty much all you do is you sit there and you just fucking lift the weight. So if you've never done a back day before, fuck, man, just go in there, sit on the cable row or the machine row and try some shit out, right? If you've watched a bunch of workout videos, or if you've watched a bunch of these lifts, honestly, just emulate it. I'm not saying just copy the shit that I'm doing. Honestly, anybody that you like watching, maybe just, if you don't have that good of a memory, just fucking write out the workout that they did and just copy it, man. Just freaking copy it. Monkey see, monkey do. That's how we learn all sorts of shit. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do, well, I know that today I didn't want to do any bent over barbell rows, but I don't know if I want to put them back in the routine. Honestly, I think in a bodybuilding context, I'm sort of following the same logic on why I don't do deadlifts. Deadlifts, obviously you're working your traps, obviously you're working your lats, but you also get a ton of lower back, ton of glute, ton of hamstring activation, which I'm not here to hit my whole posterior chain. I walked into the gym tonight to do back, lats, mid-back, traps, teres major, all sorts of that shit. I don't need to be spamming my lower back. You know, I want big lats. I want to be wide up top and have a thick mid back. You know, unless you're training for strength or I guess functionality too, but let's say mainly for strength, doing stuff like deadlifts, you kind of do it for its own sake. I'm not going to say it's not going to help you build a big back, but I kind of think that if you spend the amount of energy that you would spend on like even just 2 sets of really heavy deadlifts, if you spend all that energy on, you know, pull downs and machine rows, I think you're going to get some better, let's say some better, what's the fucking word I'm thinking of? Stimulation. There we go. That's my thought process there. But yeah, back day done. Tomorrow's going to be arms. Cardio in the morning, of course. Bulking, cutting, maintaining. 30 minutes of cardio. I know that you're not doing it. Oh, fuck. Almost hit a guy walking on the crosswalk. Whoops. But, yeah, so I know you're not doing your cardio. You totally should, man. You totally freaking should. I feel like I lay out the benefits every time I bring it up, but they're fucking worth mentioning. Right, better endurance, so you're going to be able to go harder in the gym, do harder sets without being so out of breath. In a bulking context, of course, you're not going to get so fat. You're not going to put on so much body fat, because you'll be, you know, a more efficient machine. Your daily caloric necessities will be higher, so you'll be able to eat more food. Dieting down, well, I guess that's a situation when everybody knows cardio is good. It's going to help you burn body fat when you're in a calorie deficit. But you know, none of those benefits will be yours because you're too fucking lazy to get onto the cardio bike. That's not necessarily true in all cases. You know, it is kind of difficult to add cardio into your daily routine, especially if you gotta fucking go to work in the morning. You know, going to the gym to do your cardio in the morning, even though it's only 30 minutes of cardio. You know, when you add a drive and everything else like that, and then you probably got to come back and shower. You don't want to go to work sweaty. That could be a whole hour of time. So I know it's a chunk, but fuck, man, just put a fucking cardio bike in your basement. Put one in the garage. You know, I've got a treadmill in the basement, and at my house I've got a little machine bike. So, you know, I know that going to the gym in the morning to do the cardio is a bit of a hassle. So, you know, $100 on Craigslist saves you the hassle, saves you the fucking trouble. You know, more likely than not, you've probably got a treadmill in your basement or your parents' basement, and it's just covering dust or, you know, clothes are hanging off of it. Treadmill works too, man. Treadmill, Stairmaster, bike. Just fucking go on a walk, you know, do a little jog if that's what you're into. Just anything to raise your heart rate to, I don't know what level. When I do my cardio, my heart rate gets up to about 150. And that's where I maintain it for the full 30 minutes. But, you know, you don't even have to get so specific as that. If doing some kind of activity can, you know, let you break a sweat and you do it for fucking 30-ish minutes, then fuck, man. Shooting some hoops, playing ball, that counts. You know, doing whatever. When you guys say, you know, I play an hour of soccer a day for school, does that count as cardio? You're goddamn right it counts as cardio. But, you know, for the most part, I know you guys aren't doing it. But enough of that little rant. What am I going to eat when I get home? A ribeye, instant rice, some American cheese slices mixed into those rice, and then, more likely than not, a full hostile jug of, how the fuck am I forgetting? There we go. Blueberry lemonade Silo 9 with some amino acids, and what I really like is the electrolytes. You could sip on a gallon of fucking water a day, but, I mean, I'm not kidding. If you don't get electrolytes into that mix, I'm not going to say you're wasting your time. Obviously, it's going to be good for you to get that many fluids in your body, or that much fluids in your system, but what you're really after is the electrolytes. You know, that's how all your fucking I mean, for the most part, that's how all your bodily functions function. You know, your muscles firing, that's like some potassium ion transfer based shit. Same thing with your fucking brain. And a much more tangible benefit is you're not going to get fucking headaches. I haven't had a headache in fucking years because I've always got either like an empty gallon milk jug, which I've cleaned out, or a hostile jug. I think those are out of stock. Those are fucking cool though, super thick. Or whatever, some kind of big ass jug. You know, I know it's kind of frowned upon by the general public to carry that gallon of water around, but you got to be based enough to not give a fuck. You know, the only thing that's gonna benefit you is or no, let me restate that. Let me restate that statement. You're only gonna benefit from carrying it around. So, I mean, if you're worried about what other people think, just in general, man, that's your own beef. You got to get over that. You got to freaking get over that. Yeesh. So, that's pretty much all I got to say. Fucking sweaty. Oh, if you were here for either the last car talk or the one before, when I brought up all that dirty laundry I have, yeah, the only progress that has been made is adding to its fucking size. Oh my goodness. I'm so fucking lazy. I'll deal with that. I was about to say I'll deal with that tonight, but I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to fucking lie straight to your face. So, yeah, I think that's all I got. Home, food, sleep, cardio in the morning, and then train later tomorrow. The perfect routine for lifters of any age and